Hello guys, welcome to Latest Breeze. Today we will be having a conversation rather than a news. So the question of the day is, why did Azikwe reject a joint government with Awolowo? There are so many questions in our head, but we have to ask this particular question. Why did Azikwe reject a joint government with Awolowo only to accept a second position to the north? Awolowo even humbled himself to give Azikwe the prime minister, and he will still settle for lesser. Why did Azikwe reject a southern government and went to form a government with the northern government? Why did Azikwe break the south unity at federal level to go join the north? More like Azikwe Igbos brought the north into power, and from there they lost so much to the north. Why? So we've asked our questions, and people on the blog, people had different answer. So we have the answer from this particular person. So the person's reaction was like, don't even stress yourself over this argument. Yorubas and Igbo can never and will never unite over anything. There's no basis for such unity. We Yorubas should learn from history. The first time we tried it, Chief Obafemi Awolowo put his pride aside and tried to bury the hatchet. He went to Azikwe to form a coalition government with him. That was the only way the south of Nigeria could wrest power away from the north. Meeting date was fixed, and Awolowo went with his delegation to meet Nnamdi, an Igbo man, to tell him that he, Awolowo, wouldn't mind ceding the prime minister position with him, while he himself took the lesser governor general. They waited and waited until they heard in the news that Azikwe they were waiting for was already in the north, offering Balewa the prime ministerial position, while he took the lesser post. We know how Ojukwu was trying to march his army through Yoruba land. No, we will never come together for anything. And I pray that Nigeria splits as soon as we can, all go our different ways. Enough is enough. So this person has a very, very controversial answer, and he's trying to say that he wants Nigeria to split because of the kind of, should I say, beef or the misunderstanding that happened between Awolowo and Azikwe in the early 90s or in the late 90s, where we were still in the prime ministerial regime, where we still had prime ministers in Nigeria. So obviously the Igbos and the Yorubas cannot settle for something. They cannot settle for a particular thing. You get me? They can't settle for something. So the guy, he's trying to say that he wants the Igbo and the Yoruba to split. And remember, Nigeria is one. That's the only thing I have to reply to this comment. So I don't know what to say. So we have another. So someone was also someone reacted to this. So he was like, please argue with sense and good point. Okay, wow, that's actually sensible. So there's another comment here. Wow. Okay, the person said, you are too dumb to have a conversation with. Please stop mentioning me. Okay, are they trying to have a little bit of Igbo and Yoruba fights on the comment section? Because it's actually really, really funny. I don't understand what they are trying to do here, but it seems the fight is going to be hot. Let's wait for the end. So we have another comment before we go back to those people that are trying to. Okay, he actually replied, "The truth shall set you free. Embrace reality, bro." This is not this is not Igbo and Yoruba fight. People should not come and fight on Latest Breeze comment section. So we have something else here. The comment. Okay, it's really, really interesting. So someone said, because to form a government leaving out the biggest party with the most members of parliament would have been stupid. NPC was the biggest party and could have formed the government by themselves. Also, I don't know if you realized it, but NCNC was the only national party. Yorubas need to come straight with themselves about the Igbos. I find it harder to like Yorubas when they keep backstabbing and attacking the Igbos. Azikwe made his political fortunes in Western Nigeria, and he was a true nationalist. And so needed to get back southeast and southwest needed to get back to working with each other. Wow, I think this is actually the second civil war that is actually happening here between the Igbo and the Yoruba people on our comment section. So why is it that the Igbo and Yoruba can't settle to be together without any controversies, any quarrel, any situation? So that is what we have here. So now he preferred to serve under Tafawa Balewa. Okay, that's actually a reasonable answer if that was his decision. So we have an answer for that. So other comments were they will never respond. What they are good at is calling Yoruba's betrayals. We know who betrayed the South. Okay, that is your own opinion. We have another one here. The act of treachery by the characters from the Yoruba land. The same reason Ahmadu Bello rejected Awolowo and his team of connivers. Okay, so are people trying to say that the Yoruba people are the ones at fault, or the Igbo people are the ones at fault? We don't know here. And let's keep on reading more comments to know what this is actually about. So, okay, this comment is actually interesting. Person is talking about tribalism. So the person said, you people are so short-sighted. You have shown tribalism and hatred to a man for years. Because you need him now, you want him to form government with you. When Awolowo sacked Alafin of Oyo because he was friend with Azikwe in 1955, he didn't think. When he brought tribalism to make Azikwe party to lose majority in Southwest, he didn't think. Nobody was willing to negotiate with Awolowo. He was spoiling Zik in front of the North and not in front of Azikwe without knowing they were talking to or who they were talking to. Oga, don't disgrace yourself here. Go and study history from 1950 down till date. You would know every action Igbo took against Yorubas were revenge. Never did the Igbo man start anything. So okay, yes, the blame are still on the Yoruba people. Wow, this person is actually blaming the Yoruba person. But I actually have something to say about it. Why don't we just forget about the Igbo and Yoruba situation and just settle on one Nigeria? We are one Nigeria, we are one. So there's no need for any controversy of any sort. So we have a comment here. The bolded has again proved that free education policy in western region of Nigeria did more harm than good. It is said that he who comes for equity must come with clean hands. The question should be, why would action groups send two teams, one to Kaduna and another to Onitsha, to negotiate the same thing at the same time? Akintola and Rosiji to Kaduna, while Awolowo and Ige to Onitsha. One cannot go to steal smoked crayfish with a rat in the bag. Okay, I don't really understand his statements, but we move. we have to move. So someone said, wow, they have always been slippery and deceitful. Lugard even said the same thing about them. So are they talking about the West or the Yoruba people? Who knows? So someone said, why did Azikwe emerge with the North and betrayed the South? This is so sad. So people have their own opinions, what they think about this, what actually happened. So we don't know. Seriously, it's so saddening. It's actually very saddening. So before we go, I will have to read a very last comment, and I want to look for the most important comment here that is actually very, very nice and interesting, and it's worth listening to. So okay, yeah, this is actually interesting. So someone said, Azikwe, the foremost tribalist himself. You can twist history to make it sound better to you, but the truth will always be told. Azikwe betrayed the South. Even Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana was shocked by the senseless move by Azikwe. But obviously, Azikwe put himself and his interest above his people. He couldn't let go his pain at not being the Prime Minister of Western Nigeria, a largely Yoruba-speaking area, which should be ruled by Yoruba, hence the regional system of governance. He was so pained that he gave the highest position in the land, the prime ministership, to Tafawa Balewa and settled for the errand boy position, which was largely ceremonial. The same blind hate has been leading his people not to realize that they need the Yorubas more now than ever. Tell yourself what makes you feel good, but at the end of the day, remind yourself that it is a lie. Okay, this is a very, very sensible. What he said here is sensible, but everyone has their own. What I have to say, everyone has their own opinions, have their own controversial ideas, have what to say about this. So if you think you have something to say about it, drop your statements in the comment section. We will be reading it, what you think about who betrayed who between the Hausa and the Yoruba, or between Azikwe and Awolowo. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Have a nice day.